No one is really ready to hear a confession like this. Even for the army, who have been known to be loyal, tough, and always thought they knew everything about Jungkook, this news came like lightning in broad daylight. And what made everything more painful, more shocking, and more unexpected, the confession came straight out of the mouth of his own best friend, Kim Taehyung. Yes, BTS. Friend, brother, one group, one fight. And now, a secret leak that shook the virtual universe. For weeks, fans wondered, why did Jungkook suddenly disappear from the public radar? Why didn't it appear in the live broadcast? Why is his photo rarely seen, even on BTS and HYB's official accounts? Rumors began to appear. Some say Jungkook is preparing a solo project secretly abroad. Some say he just wants to take time to heal. But no one expected that the truth was so much deeper, so much more personal, so much more emotional, and so much more jarring than one could imagine. And Taehyung, maybe because he couldn't keep it all together anymore, or maybe because it was too much to keep his own best friend's secret, finally spoke up. Not in an official interview, not at the press conference, but in the Instagram live broadcast, which initially seemed ordinary. With a tired face, slightly puffy eyes, and a hoarse voice that held back emotions, Taehyung uttered a sentence that left the entire army and the world speechless, even crying. I know you're wondering where Jungkook is, but you should also know, not all wounds can be healed in Korea. The sentence is like a bullet. And after him, everything that was stored during this time begins to open one after another. It was as if Taehyung couldn't help himself. As if that night, his phone screen became his last vet. And what he uncovered wasn't just the reason for Jungkook's departure to Switzerland, but something that concerns identity, a sense of betrayal, mental pressure, and even internal conflicts that have been tightly covered by HYBE and BTS themselves. Many thought Jungkook's departure was part of a corporate plan, but the reality is far from professional. Jungkook escaped. He actually went without the manager's permission, without the approval of the schedule, did not even tell his closest staff. Only one person knew from the beginning, Taehyung, and the reason? It's not just burnout. Not because of a broken heart, but because of one big decision which concerns the future of BTS itself. Something Jungkook has to choose: stay put and pretend to be happy, or go the distance and save himself before it's too late. I will continue this article to the next section discussing how Jungkook originally planned his departure to Switzerland, what the real conflict was between him and HYBE's superiors, and how Taehyung became a witness to all the emotional turmoil. That night, the phone screen became a silent witness. The hundreds of thousands of soldiers who watched Taehyung live even thought they were watching something that wasn't supposed to happen. The broadcast, which was supposed to bring a smile, instead turned into a field of tears. In the dim light, without makeup, without filters, only a low voice and tired gestures Taehyung displayed. He doesn't read comments. He didn't answer the question. He was just telling a story, as if he had been holding out for too long and waiting for someone caring enough to listen. She cried that night. A cry that even I can't forget until now, Taehyung said as he closed his eyes. It's not because he's weak, but because he's been strong alone for too long. According to Taehyung, it all started 3 months before Jungkook actually flew to Switzerland. At that time, the atmosphere inside BTS was not like it used to be. Indeed, there was no big quarrel. There is no drama on the surface. But there is tension, silence, and the most real, distance. Jungkook is often alone. He became more quiet, and not the type of meditation or self-reflection. He's really moving away, even from us. Taehyung reveals that Jungkook's change came after a closed-door meeting with HYB's top brass. A meeting that to this day has never been made public. There are no official documents. There is no press release. But Taehyung saw the expression on Jungkook's face as he walked out of the room. Not angry, not disappointed, but destroyed. That day he went back to his dorm, sat on the couch, and didn't talk for 2 hours. I'm sitting next to him. We just shut up. But his eyes were red. And from that moment on, something in Jungkook changed. He began to limit his schedule, avoid interviews, and even rejected the idea of a solo project that HYBE had prepared with a large budget. Some in management called Jungkook in a phase of quiet rebellion, but Taehyung knew more than that. This is not rebellion. It's an escape. He said to me, "Hyung, if I keep living here, I'm going to lose myself." Those words changed everything. That's why when Jungkook suddenly disappeared from the official schedule, not a single manager or staff knew where he was going. But Taehyung knows. He ordered the ticket. He had Jungkook's passport from HYB's staff. It was he who secretly covered up Jungkook's absence for health reasons. And the most surprising, HYB did not know until 2 days later, when they received an email from Zurich. He didn't go as an idol. He leaves as Jungkook, an ordinary boy who just wants to be quiet, away from the spotlight. Switzerland is not a bad choice. The country is not only famous for its snow-capped mountains and calm lakes, but also privacy. It was there that Jungkook could walk without a mask, without a hoodie, without having to look down for fear of cameras. He can sit in the park, drink coffee, and write lyrics in peace. She can cry without worrying about being photographed. And most importantly, he can think. He didn't go to escape BTS. He wouldn't find the reason why he still wanted to stay in BTS. Taehyung's sentence made many ARMY and Live cry. Thousands of comments come in every second. I've always loved you, Jungkook. You're not alone. Thank you, Taehyung, for taking care of her. However, the story is not finished yet. According to Taehyung, the main reason for Jungkook's departure is not just a matter of job pressure or ordinary burnout, but because of one decision taken by HYB without consulting the members. Decisions concerning the future of the group, the future of BTS. And Jungkook flatly refused. Something is being prepared. Big project? But they didn't ask for our opinion. Jungkook said, if this happens, BTS will no longer be the BTS I know. Although Taehyung did not mention the details of the project explicitly for fear of legal sanctions, many fans speculated that it was related to BTS merging with a global project controlled directly by major labels in America. BTS will be transformed into a kind of entertainment global entity, no longer a music group with a Korean soul. Jungkook feels like he's lost control of his life. Over the music, who he is in BTS. And what hurts Taehyung the most, he can't help Jungkook from leaving. Because in silence, he knew. Jungkook needed space. It takes time. Needs some air. I want him to go. Because if he stays here, he's going to break down slowly. And during his time in Switzerland, Jungkook really didn't contact anyone except Taehyung. It rejects video calls. Do not open emails from HYB. Not answering messages from staff. He wrote, recorded, walked, and lived alone in a small cabin in the Appenzell Mountains. I was sent a voice note. He said, Hyung, only this time I can sleep without nightmares. This section makes many ARMY increasingly unable to hold back tears. How could a smiling Jungkook, who always appeared full of energy on stage, have such deep wounds? How could an idol as big as him feel beleaguered by a system that was supposed to support him?